quick story time real quick. Okay? And it's gonna be about how I caught my first felony at age 13, I think. 13 or 14, I think it was 13. Okay, so when I was younger, I caught my first felony charge at the age of 13 or 14. Here, I think it was 13. I don't know, maybe I just turned, maybe I was 13 and I ended up turning 14 during the process, because obviously the courts and stuff, they take a while. Anyways, whatever. Point is, I got a felony charge, and at the time, I did not realize it was a felony charge that I caught for, I think it was burglary, and I didn't realize they charged me with that, because when I'd finally gotten dragged in about it and shit, they told me, they basically made it seem like we were just gonna, like, write a letter and shit. Like, so, what happened God, this is a really long story if I think about it. Oh my god, that's way too much to tell. I used to skip school a lot. I, like, never went to school, because, like, I just hated it there. Sometimes I'd have my friends come stay the night, right? They'd skip school with me, you know what I mean? I was such a bad influence. I was a terrible influence on so many kids. I feel so bad. And I didn't mean to be, I just was, because I don't know, it was me. Anyways, it's no point. So I would have my friends come stay the night sometimes and skip school with me, right? Well, when I used to skip school, I used to go to a school. I'll even show a picture of it or put me at the school, because it'd be cool to see me there. No, but, I used to go to a school named Dean Bozeman. It was Dean Bozeman. I would say it's high school, but it's actually K through 12, so I think it was just called Dean Bozeman. It had to be something else I think I'm missing. Anyways, it was Dean Bozeman School, K through 12 school, okay? And it was back in Southport, Florida, okay? And it was out in the middle of nowhere, and it's like the only school for like miles and miles. Like, we're out in the middle of like complete nowhere. Like, there's stores are like fucking forever away. The only store that's close is like this little gas station, okay? And we live on this dirt road that has a bunch of obviously other residents on this little dirt road. You know, it's like a little circular path or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Down the side road off the highway. So we stayed there for a while, and we used to walk around there a lot, so I ended up realizing that there was a shop one day when I was, especially because I skipped school a lot too, and then obviously when I wasn't at school, I would spend my time walking around. I ended up coming across, realizing that there's this building, because there was just a bunch of cool stuff. I can't explain it. There's a bunch of cool stuff. Like, there's like this little tower, like this wooden tower, in like the middle of this field that we wanted to go into and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because it looked cool, and it's all abandoned and shit. So we went and did all this, okay? And we ended up like realizing like the whole whatever area we were in was abandoned or whatever, so we're sitting there, you know, just going through the cool stuff or whatever. It ended up covered up to one of the buildings inside this area, whatever, inside this big ass yard. And my brother ended up popping the lock with a screwdriver. Like, my brother didn't try to open the door, and it was locked, okay? And so what he did is he just took a screwdriver, you know, put it in the door jamb and just popped it back, you know, popped it open and shit. And we go inside and look. We ended up realizing it was some type of store or something. We ended up finding out it's this little horse feed store. It's an old abandoned horse feed store, okay? It's had to have been there for quite a while. Like, and there's still a bunch of items like on these shelves and stuff, but it's like nothing good. Nothing like we can take or use, you know what I'm saying? It's all out of date. It's all for like horse care. Like, literally, care for horses and shit. Like, it's nothing we can use. So what I ended up doing after we found this building, later when I ended up going to skip school a few times, I thought about it and I was like, oh my god, this would be the perfect place to go skip school at, because I can go hide in here. Because the only problem with living out in the middle of nowhere like this and living semi-close to the school I lived, I cannot be seen walking. Because if anybody seen me walking, they can call the cops on me, and the cops would come pick me up and take me back to school. It happened numerous times. Because it's really just like a big highway between the school and my house. You get what I'm saying? And so, like, you see, like, little kids walking down the highway. You get what I mean? So, like, I always got caught. It pissed me off so much, man. And so, it got to the point where I would go chill with these goats and stuff. Anyways, I'll tell you, that's another story. Anyways, one day, I ended up going to the store, that little store or whatever, to skip school. Tricked, like I was going to the bus and shit. I dipped off. Anyways, whatever. It's funny because I want to say my dad used to watch this at the time, and I still dipped off. And anyways, to that point, I went and did it like once or twice by myself just to make sure like coast is clear. You know what I'm saying? Make sure like nobody was going to come and stuff. And nobody came, you know, all the times I did it. I would sit there all day and I'd do nothing. I literally would just sit there. But so I ended up telling my friends about it, and once they came to stay the night with me a couple of times, and I literally did this for like numerous friends now that I think about it. Like, it was at least 2 for a fact had done this with me. I'm pretty sure it was like 3 different friends who stayed the night with me at least one night at some point, you know what I'm saying, throughout these school years and shit, and skipped with me. Anyway, so I ended up taking one of my friends, Taylor, okay, and when we got there, I think I'd only been there like once or twice, and again, I didn't really go through shit or anything like that, right? I just didn't, because it was dark as shit and there was no power, so I didn't have a phone like that back then and shit. I want to say I didn't have a phone at all. I'm almost 100% positive. And Taylor might have had a phone, maybe. Or like the girls who came with me, they definitely probably had phones, but I never had phones. So, anyways, so we go in there, and I don't know, she goes looking around or something. She accidentally ends up like knocking something over, and like a shampoo or something ends up squirting out, right? Okay. And then Taylor, I don't know why, maybe she's just being a kid. She was like, she started laughing really hard, and she started like falling to the floor laughing, and she was like, oh my god, it looks like super gum. Okay. So I want to okay. I don't know why. I don't know what this is. Has anybody else, and if anybody else has experienced this or did this, let me know. I don't know why I did this when I was younger, but like for like a long time, when I was younger, back before I really knew anything about sex, like, I mean, I knew shit, but like I've never done anything or anything, right? Like I've never even gotten close, or you get what I'm saying, never even been like that with anybody. And I would say like some of the most, I don't know, I would say like some of the most craziest shit. It's weird. I can't explain it to you. I don't know. I have to fucking figure out how to explain it one day. Anyways, she kept jumping on the bottle and shit, and so I tried it once or twice with one bottle, and that was literally it. That's all we touched, okay? That's literally all we touched. We didn't destroy anything else. We didn't do anything like that. Like, we literally just stepped on those bottles and like emptied out like 2 bottles. That was it, okay? And I also took there's some expired aspirin, you know what I'm saying, in a bottle and a thing. I think it was like, you know, the people who worked there's personal stash. I don't know. I took some of those, but that's because I had a headache. That's all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But we didn't destroy like the whole place or anything. Like, we didn't do no shit like that. Like, literally, we hopped on 2 bottles. That was it. And yeah, the aspirin. That was it. So we do this and stuff. I didn't think nothing of it, right? All right. Later on, one day I ended up getting a knock at the door, and it's a policeman, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he comes up to me and he explains to me, he's like, we had a complaint about kids or something going to this building over here, or this shop or something, and we want to know if you know anything about it. And I was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And so he goes on and says, are you sure? Because they described it was 2 girls, and he goes on to describing this to us, right? And then I have a big-ass German Shepherd. I mean, really big German Shepherd at this time, okay? And he's walking up right at this point. And he said, and they also said that you had a big dog with you. And when Jazz ends up coming up alongside me right then, and I said, oh, shit. I said, that's weird. So they come in and stuff, and oh, man, you don't understand how bad it was. Bro, it was so, because my dad was so disappointed in me. He was like, how the fuck did you... And I was like, I didn't even really do anything. Like, I mean, I guess, whatever. Anyways, point is, bro, it was so embarrassing because, like, I was trying to explain to the cop what we did, like, all we did in the situation. You get what I'm saying? Just like I just did now. But I didn't want to tell him, like, the stuff we were saying because, like, my dad was sitting right there. And, like, it's really juvenile now when I think about it. But you get what I'm saying? It was way too adult for me back then. It was weird. It was weird. It was hard to explain it to him, and yeah, it was just very, very, oh god, it was the worst thing ever. So awkward, and I was like, my dad sitting there, and he looked so disappointed, just like, and I'm just like, I don't know how to explain this. Anyways, it was awful, okay? So I ended up getting arrested, okay? Like, he had to put the handcuffs on me when I got in the car, but like, he did it in the front and stuff, and it was the first time, like, I got, you know, personally was taken in the police car, I think, by myself. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, I think so. Would have been a comfy car because it had very comfy seats, you know what I'm saying? But like, it was like no leg room. It was crazy. Anyways, whatever. It was really comfy though. It was nice. The guy was really nice and stuff because he felt weird about arresting a 13-year-old, I imagine. Because I don't know why they arrested me. It actually seems kind of weird that they did, really when I think about it. It just seems like kind of drastic. Anyways, point is they ended up fucking talking to us and shit. And this bitch fucking tailored into, like, snitching. I don't even know. She basically tried to, like, blame me for everything. I was like, I mean, I was the one who invited us, you know what I'm saying? I was the one who chose to skip here, yes. I mean, and I was like, we didn't even really do that much. Point is, they ended up, for some reason, they said we did over $1,000 worth of damage, which is, like, impossible, yo. I still believe, I will die on that deal. It was impossible. We did not destroy anything like that. Like, we just didn't. We had no reason to destroy anything. We had these 2 bottles that we squirted the shit out because it was funny. And it was fun to jump for the bottles. That was it. Anyways, so they said we did over $1,000 or something, right? So when we get to the courts and stuff, you know, it's just my dad here at this time because I think my mom was gone for a while. And so it was just me and my dad at this time. And so dad's, you know, like all confused and like, you know, I can't explain. Anyways, they told us that it was gonna, like, they made it seem like, okay, we're gonna pay like a fine or something. And then I have to write like a 3-page essay or some shit, apologizing and saying that I know what I did was wrong, blah, blah, blah. Shit like that. I was totally fine with all this, okay? I mean, I was mad that we had to pay this shit because obviously my dad would have to pay it and we didn't have money, but... So, they ended up making it seem like this, okay? And I didn't find out until years later. Like, we ended up paying it off, obviously, whatever it was and shit, and I did the 3-page essay or whatever. But I never realized that they literally put a felony on my record at that age. And I found out, like, years and years later when I went... I was like, I think it was like 20 or something, no, 19 or 20 or something, I went to register to be a felon, because when I got out, I had to go register to be a felon for, obviously, some other shit, and, when I went to go do that, they said, what are you talking about, you should have been in here like 6 years ago, and I'm like, 6 years ago? What are you talking about? I just became an adult, like, what? And she was like, yeah, and she explained to me the case, and it was that case, and I was like, what? I didn't realize I was supposed to register to be a felon at 13. Wait, what? How is it even possible? I don't think it was, but like, what? Anyways. So yeah, I really need to get inside. I don't know. I wanted to say so much more on that story, but yeah. It's such a bullshit, man. We did not mess up over $1,000. It was, bro, it was crazy. It was such a long, like, everything seemed to, like, drag out, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, God. It was terrible. I was so stupid when I was a kid. Bro, I did some dumb shit. I don't even know. I got so many stories, really, if I think about it. It just takes me a while to remember them, because fucking drugs. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not, but I am. You know. I've just been through a lot of crazy shit. I don't know. I feel like I've been living for so long. Like, I've always had this thing to where, like, I would say, like, I've been 40, just, like, when I was younger, I'd always say, like, I was, like, a 40-year-old. Like, it's been a thing. And, like, I feel like that's always, you get what I'm saying? I can't explain it to you. So now I feel like I'm probably, like, 60, I don't know. I feel like I've been here for a lot longer than I chronologically been. But it's just because I've been through a bunch of shit. I don't know, man. Anyways. Alright, I think that's it for now. So, yeah, I just thought that was, you know, interesting, fun story. No, I mean, it was definitely stupid. I just thought that was a stupid story that you needed to hear about how stupid children can be, I guess, because I was a child at the time, but okay, I think I'm gonna go. I gotta get off here. I'm running out of time. Later, people. Bye.